Hey gang, Pat Bourgeois with RAVEK. This installation video is going to cover the Apex red running brake light kit for the Can-Am Maverick X3. Now you know I love Apex lights. They're incredibly bright, they're incredibly durable, and incredible versatility. You can mount these practically anywhere. So let's get started. Now, when you open your Apex white or amber running light kit, here's what you'll find inside. 2 Apex light assemblies, 2 extension harnesses, a power harness, 2 tube adapters, 2 light assembly straps, some double-sided tape, 2 flat washers, 4 6mm button head screws, 2 4mm button head screws, some adhesive promoter wipes, rubbing alcohol wipes, and a nice bundle of zip ties. Now the tools you'll need for installation are side cutters to clean things up when you're done, a deep well 10mm socket, and a 1/4" ratchet. Now if you want to install the Apex lights with the optional drill mount, you'll also need 11 32/2" drill bit, a 1/4" drill bit, and of course a power drill. All right, the first step for the Apex red running rear brake light kit is to install our TY harness. TY harness is going to be installed between our rear brake light assembly and our factory wiring harness. So we'll remove factory harness connector from the taillight assembly and install our TY harness. I like to always install the TY harness first to the factory wiring harness. Again, these connections are the same as a factory one. This end will go back into our taillight assembly, but before we do that, I want to point out one other feature of this kit. This is going to go to our extension harness, which goes to our Apex light. Before we make that connection, included in your kit is this little handy item. This is called a brake light modulator. What this does is every time you step on the brakes, it will pulse your brakes rapidly, your brake lights rapidly for 5 seconds. It's an added safety feature and also adds a pretty cool factor. I always like to install it. That will go between our TY harness and our extension harness. So to install that, simply plug it in here. Then I'm going to take my extension harness, which is going to my Apex lights, and plug it in as well. You'll notice on this extension harness an additional connection, so you can add additional Apex lights. Now, how many you can add? Well, we recommend you go to our website at ravek.com and look up your specific vehicle for details and how many more lights you can add. So we've got all our connections made here. All that's left to do is to plug it into the taillight harness, or taillight assembly, excuse me. Push it until it clicks. Then we'll tuck these wires up out of the way, secure them with a zip tie. All right, the next step to the install here is to determine where we're going to mount our Apex lights. Now, you've heard me probably talk on other videos how much I love Apex lights. That's because they're bright, they're durable, and they're versatile. That means they can mount it practically anywhere. Now there's 3 ways that you can mount an Apex light. Let's take a look at each of them. I'm going to show you the 3 different ways to mount Apex lights to your vehicle. Roll bar mount with a strap, flush mount with adhesive, and flush mount with a screw in. Now to mount your Apex lights to a tube or a roll bar, I'm going to show you the steps. And notice we get your Apex lights flat back. Included in the kit is this beveled back. We'll want to attach this to the Apex light. You can orient your wire on either side, depending on where you're mounting it. And this beveled back, it'll only go on one way. It is tapered. And you kind of feel it lock into place. When it's in place, grab your short panhead screws and secure it to the back of the Apex light. Now, when you mount an Apex light to a round tube, we recommend using a combination of the strap and the 2-sided tape. So to attach our 2-sided tape, there's a non-branded side and a branded side. The non-branded side will go against your Apex light. But before we do that, we want to make sure our surface areas are clean. So you're going to first grab your alcohol wipe, and we're going to give our Apex light a quick wipe. And you'll also wipe whatever surface area you're going to be mounting the light to as well. We'll let that dry a little bit. grab your primer wipe. You're going to repeat the process on our apex light and also on the surface area you'll be mounting it to. Now your surface areas are ready for maximum adhesion of this two-sided tape. Again, blank side against the apex light. What I like to do is just start the back end a little bit. This will allow me to get it lined up and not have it looking wonky when you're done. So if it's looking good, you can just peel back that backing tape and give it a good squeeze. Now I'm ready to mount this light to our tube. Now with my backing tape applied to my beveled plate, it's time to mount the apex light to my round tube. I'm gonna mount it up high on this tube right here. And just how I applied the backing tape to the apex light, you do the same process to the roll tube. So get it started. I like to always work top down. Peel back a little like this. Now I'm gonna go just below this well, but wherever you're mounting it, get it started, and then grab that backing tape and peel back. That way you can keep it straight all the way back. Got a good squeeze. And with round tube mounting, although this 3M two-sided tape is extremely durable, and you can see that, for added security, we'll take our straps, go through the slot, around the tube, strap in place. Now my apex light is secured to the roll bar. All that's left to do is plug it in, see if it works. Nice. And we'll check our flash modulator. Beautiful. It's that easy, kids. 500 times brighter than your standard razor light. Now all it's left to do, come back in with some zip ties, route this wire so it's not touching anything hot or anything moving, and we're good to go. All right, here are the steps to screw mount your apex lights to your vehicle. Now we happen to be using a Polaris razor, but the process is the same no matter your vehicle. Once you determine where you're gonna mount the apex light, first step, clean the surface area. So we got our alcoholic swab. You'll notice, looks like we've already had something mounted here. That's because we have. We've been durability testing these apex lights on this razor all season long. And so we're gonna pretend those holes aren't there. Next step, take our primer pad and prime the area. Then we'll go to our two-sided tape. We recommend, again, two forms of fastening this. You're gonna use the tape as well as the screws. Nice thing about the tape, these holes are gonna serve as your pilot holes to drill through the material. Remember, non-branded side will go against our apex lights, so the branded side will go against the vehicle. Make sure it's oriented correctly. If you want your lights, the wide part at the top, wide part of the tape should be at the top, and vice versa. That's how I'm gonna mount this one. So our surface area is clean. Again, I like to start at the top. And if you want, you can place your tape on your vehicle and make a few marks so it is square or lined up exactly where you want it. There we go. Make it easier so it's nice and square. Now, this will serve as your template to drill your holes. Our holes are already there, so we'll pretend I drilled them. Next, take your apex light. Your 11/32 inch or the larger hole will be where you route your wire. The smaller hole, the 1/4 inch, will be where you secure it with the fastener. So the tolerances are just right. Push our wire through. There we go. Once that's looking good, I can peel this tape off. And a little piece there in the way. You get it lined up. Now, What I like to do now is grab my fastener and route that through the back side before I put the light in place. It just helps me see everything that's going on. I like to get my fastener through the hole, and that's going to help guide my apex light onto the two-sided tape. Otherwise, if you put your light down on the tape before your fastener's in place, you may have struggle get it started. Now, my fastener's started, I'm on the tape, I'm square, give that a good push. Now I can grab my 4mm from the back side and secure it. And remember to put your fender washer on the back side. Give it a few turns, get it snug. That'll cinch our apex light down to that two-sided tape. And we are ready to plug it in, give it a test. Nice clean install means that's not going anywhere. We'll plug it in. Nice. We have modulator in line. Got the flash. There you have it. Surface mount apex lights with the screw-in method. Now, another way to install apex lights is a flat surface mount using just the two-sided tape, no screws. Just a quick, easy way to do it. If you got a place where routing the wire, you can kind of hide it nice, makes sense. It's a perfect way to do it. All right, to do this, pretty simple. First thing you want to do is you want to take your alcohol wipe, just clean up the light assembly itself, and given that it's probably new, it's pretty clean. And then you're also going to want to take this alcohol wipe and clean whatever surface of the vehicle you're going to be mounting it to. All right. Once that's done, you're going to take your promoter or your primer wipe. This is going to, as it sounds, promote better adhesion. So do the same to your light and the same to your surface area. Once that's done, you're going to thread your two-sided tape through your wire harness here from the apex light. There's two holes you can line it up, you'll see on your apex light. One hole is for mounting, one hole is for the wiring harness. Again, your tape is tapered, it'll only go on there one way, and you'll want to use the non-branded side against the light as such. So I'll peel back the backing tape, stick this to my light, peel the tape off again, adhere it to the vehicle. And it can be a little tricky with the wire in there. What I like to do is get it started like this, peel back a portion of it, get it square. And then kind of rip it right around that wire coming from the apex light. And get it lined up, give it a good press, and now we are ready to install this light on any flat surface you choose. And I'm going to position it right here. I'm going to run the wire down below the fender lip and connect it to the harness. So before I do, I want to take my alcohol wipe. You clean up the surface a little bit, especially if you got like Armor All or something on there that you've been cleaning your vehicle. Now to apply the apex light surface mount to the vehicle, I'm going to again put it right here. I've cleaned this surface area with my alcohol wipe and my primer. I've got my two-sided tape attached to my apex light. I've peeled back backing tape part way so I can handle it on the backside without getting all sticky. Get my light lined up where I want it. It's centered. Once it's all in place, I could peel the rest of the backing tape away. My tape removed. Give it a good push. And now before I button everything up and get my wires routed cleanly, I think it's time to give it a test first. As AC/DC said on Let There Be Rock, let there be light. 300% more light to be accurate. That is gonna look sick. Well, as you can tell, very easy to install Apex lights. Now on our X3, I've decided to do the roll bar mount here, as well as a surface mount on the roof. So we're gonna be installing 2 sets of Apex lights at the rear. Now our next step is to connect our extension harness to our lights. Now when you route the extension harness, again, keep it away from hot items, moving parts, etc. I like to loosely route it, get it connected, make sure everything was working properly, and then come back in and tidy things up. So come up along the roll bar here with my extension harness. The extension harness already comes with 2 connections, so I could do both sets of Apex lights. And again, simply flip together, hear the click, make a waterproof connection. Do the same for this light here. I'll go around to the other side, I'll do the same thing, and then we'll be ready to give it a test. Our connections are made on both sides, got all 4 Apex lights hooked up. All that's left to do is to test the system. And once I know everything's working properly, I'll come back with my wire ties, my side cutters, and clean up all the wiring. But let's first get to that test. Turn it on, boom, awesome. Those Apex lights look amazing, super bright. Let's try the brake pulse. Perfect, I love it. That is gonna look killer on the trail. Well, there you have it. The Apex rear running and brake light kit for the Can-Am Maverick X3. They're incredibly bright, super easy to install. I mean, they're bold, beautiful, and frankly, pretty bitchin'. We'll see you on the trail.